Good morning, America.
Welcome to Cognitive Brew with Travis and Laura.
And Laura.
Cheers.
Cheers.
What's the topic of the day?
We're going to continue talking about the legacy selling system. Laura, you're going to talk about systems and automation, and I'm going to add a little bonus of building rapport with some language pattern stuff.
Yes, we are. So my coffee of the day, my mug of the day is Starbucks.
My mug of the day is a Wheat Montana cup. A farm in Montana that turned from a farm producer to actually a retail outlet to food delivery service. And it's great. Laura likes the sandwiches. I think the cinnamon rolls are great. So
yeah, they have wonderful healthy things and not so healthy things.
They have huge cookies. It's ridiculous.
And your shirt is particularly special.
It's a vintage Dave Matthews album cover. One of their first albums called Crash. They had one before it that was, just like 4 or 5 songs. But anyway, Crash is like largely revered as their first album. And it's cover to cover great. Anyway, I'm a bit of a Dave fan. Seen him a couple times in concert.
He is a big Dave fan.
Seen him 48 times live, okay? Fine.
Has anybody out there seen any band, 48 times?
There's people that went to Fish, and
I want you to comment if you have seen any band 48 times. Please comment.
It qualifies if you see any band multiple times.
Yeah. Why? Because they have so many different musicians that show up?
I don't know. Because it makes me feel better.
Okay. Yeah. So when Travis and I met, I did not know more than about 4 of Dave Matthews' songs. Mm-hmm. But as he invited me to a 3-day concert in Cancun, I printed out the lyrics to every single Dave Matthews song digitally. I didn't print it.
Now she knows 5.
No. That was a lot to take in. I should have maybe, attempted one album at a time like this one.
Yeah.
Anyway, we had a wonderful time. And I am now a Dave Matthews fan, although I would much prefer to see them live than just listen to them.
Well, she gets it when it's like, now do you get it? Because it's like, he's a musician's musician. He appreciates the talent around him. And
yeah,
one of the shows he brought up that crazy ukulele player.
Oh my gosh.
And that guy went bananas on a ukulele. I mean, he went bananas on that thing. Yeah. I didn't know you could make it sound like that, but
yeah, it was quite incredible.
I can't remember his name, agree. So it was that.
I look forward to concerts opening back up because I would love to see another Dave Matthews concert.
So would I.
Anyway,
legacy selling system, what's going on?
Yeah, so in the legacy selling system, it is just that, a system. It's about making the way you go about talking about your services, to finding prospects, to how you speak to them, to how you follow up with them. It's a system, and it's really important, I think, to be purposeful, having a system that takes you through all of those steps so that you don't have to think about it, that you know how you're going to attack your day, and you do so consistently and frequently. And, as we've talked about the legacy selling system this month, we've really tried to hone in on how you create lists of different types of people that you're going to reach out to, and how to reach out to them for where they're at in the sale, right?
Whether it's a nurture, whether it's trying to close a deal, whether it's just an introduction, it's all is good, all is important.
Right, and also not getting too, I think as we, are trying to be successful in 2021 and make up for lost time in 2020, you can try to, expedite the relationships, but I recommend that you do not do that. There is a flow that is comfortable for people who are interested in your product or service. So trying to sell them upon first meeting is what?
In my mind's eye right now, I'm seeing a Giphy of a cat or a dog chasing its tail. Anyway, I don't know why that popped in my head just now.
I don't know, but I love it. So yeah, don't chase your tail, but and also don't chase your clients. Allow them to fall in love with your product and service, and in a purposeful way, so that you're attracting them rather than chasing them. So we'll get into all of those details and really share how to implement it into your processes and this system into your sales process.
Well, I'd like to hear about the automation. I know you've been working with Brad Parnell at Genie Funnels.
Rocket.
Genie Rocket?
At Genie Rocket, they do Genie funnels.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So it's a Genie Rocket actually does a lot of amazing things. They have an incredible funnel system.
And CRM.
CRM. You can actually do all your landing pages and your website and everything. It's a full service company that I love. Their customer service is amazing. Travis and I have had some fails on companies that we've worked with.
We're happy to share if you'd like to DM us on that. Also, if you'd like an introduction to Brad and his team, we're happy to make an introduction.
Would love to. Yeah. Would love to. I really love giving them a shout out. They're amazing. So as part of the automation and taking these lists, when you have a pipeline and you're really purposeful about your pipeline and how you want to reach out to them, for instance, your hit list, your hot leads, what is your outcome that you want for them, right? Sometimes if it's somebody you know that will really love your product or service, it's just about getting to that discovery call, right? Setting up an appointment. That first conversation is about really learning more about them, but setting a time to do it. You're not trying to sell to them on that first call. Those that you're nurturing, what is your outcome? What is it you're trying to get to? Maybe it's just to make that first sale. So what does that look like? What is your outreach? Your database. What is of course, the outcome for all of your prospects is to make a sell, right?
But it's to solve a problem.
Thank you. I love that. What problem can you solve? And if you just try to bulk.
It's not about selling. Money exchanges hand when problems are solved.
Thank you.
So it's if we can provide value to you with our service, with our expertise, then great, let's do business together. If not, hey, I can make a referral. We can do lots of things together. It's not about selling. Even though it's called legacy selling system, because at the end of the day, the word close is to bring two items together. So a customer and a client, or a client and our service, whatever. For us, that close would be to basically implement our system and implement what our service has to offer. So it's about what value we can bring, what problems we can solve, and that's when the relationship begins. And it's a relationship. It's not.
Thank you for bringing that full circle, because I think that, as I'm trying to explain, getting organized with the bits and pieces of the system, ultimately that is where you're trying to get.
Yes.
Solving problems with your product or service.
Yes. So, and then I'm going to add a tidbit on language patterns. And so the three main types of language patterns are visual, audio, or kinesthetic. So visual is things you see, audio is things you hear, and kinesthetic, things you feel. And you'll pick up language patterns like that. And this is about building trust and rapport with somebody. This is not about manipulation or the Jedi mind tricks, or these are not the droids you're looking for. And, these aren't the droids we're looking for. It's not that. It's just about establishing communication, eliminating communication barriers is what it's about. So if somebody says, wow, the way I see it, and you answer, well, it feels right to me. Well, they had a discussion of visual, you answered with kinesthetic. It would be more appropriate to say, I'll look into that. I also see it that way. There's just a commonality, people matching and mirroring. If look at the crazy cat in the mirror that does the crazy dance. It's that Giphy. And so when people are alike, they're attracted to that and they act alike. So, and then also the pronouns is self, others, and team. So self is like, for example, it's like, man, I have a great office. My parking spot is the best. I have a great view. That one's pretty easy to understand. But then team is we as a group did this. If you've got there's no I in team, so to speak. But there's also, anyway, so it's like we as a group did this and together we can accomplish this. And so it's easy to pick up that one. And then others is, wow, they have a good group over there, and they have a good organization. The other company that we partner with, it's really interesting when you are able to shift and identify those language patterns. It just becomes a lot more easy to communicate.
I think I'm a we person. I think I speak in we terms a lot.
A lot.
What about you?
I do both we, others, and myself, depending on the situation. Yeah, it's hard to say exactly what I am. You say I do a lot of I things, and I guess it all depends on the situation, because as a team, it's all about collaboration and we.
Yeah, well, I agree. And I think that you're just really good at using whatever is appropriate for the setting. I tend to just use we a lot.
Even sarcastic bad jokes, I tend to use them in the appropriate or inappropriate setting.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't really learned enough bad jokes to use in any setting. I'm a terrible joke teller. I'm trying to get better at it though. I usually leave the jokes to this guy.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Mushroom walks into a bar. Bartender says, "Hey, we don't serve your kind here." He says, "Why not? I'm a fun guy." Anyway, sorry.
So what else is going on? I think those are some great tools. Thank you for sharing that. We are actually going to get a little bit deeper in that.
On Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, Miss Laura is hosting a webinar to further explore the legacy selling system. I'm going to do a little add-in on a little deeper discussion on VAK and pronouns.
Yeah, I look forward to learning. He's actually the one reading the book. Did you share the book that you're reading?
It's called The 6 Minute X-Ray by Chase Hughes.
Yeah, and so he'll share some of the bits that we're adding that to. I've invited him to add more information about that because I haven't started reading the book myself, but all of the tidbits he's learned from that have been quite amazing. And so we will get deeper into, we'll kind of go through the EOV again, make sure that you're really learning how to, talk about your service or your sales or yourself. We'll talk about, again, getting your list organized. We'll talk about the $1 million follow-up.
Upcoming webinar, other upcoming webinars, upcoming events, boot camps.
Yeah, so we also have, hey, it's the end of the quarter. How are you doing in 2021? Are you reaching your goals? Are you doing a good checkup from the neck up on your company? And so we are doing on March 31st into the quarter, we're doing a checkup webinar and to, really dig deep into your companies and into our own.
Yep.
And so that's March 31st. What else is going on?
We have some interviews coming up. I'm going to interview Trevor Maloney with John Matone Global. He's one of their executive vice presidents there in their franchise development, and also he has a course on emerging leader. Same as us. It's similar platform. I think he has a different title. And we're going to try to get Dr. Mike Smith on for an interview. Laura gets to interview the great Joel Weldon. I'm going to let you elaborate on that.
I'm very excited. I love Joel Weldon. He is an amazing coach. I am really wanting to get better at speaking in front of people and get over my fears of speaking and just be.
She's so shy.
I'm not very shy, but that doesn't mean you're a great speaker. So I'm working with him and I hope to bring him on and share his incredible talent. He does the ultimate speaking system. And so, yeah, we'll be interviewing him. We will have Brad Parnell from Genie Rocket on in the next few weeks.
Yep.
So we're getting back to our live interviews on Thursdays. Those are usually at 1:00.
Yep. And we're continuing our transition. We're migrating to the East Coast, as those of you that follow have heard. Next month is going to be insane. Yeah,
I fly out of Bellingham on April 6th. So I will be officially in Charleston in April. And I look forward to sharing my new town with you. And
we will be apart again for about 3 weeks. Finishing up some work and so getting our house closed and making sure everything's good to go here. Yes. I'm gonna meander out east. I'm gonna stop in Montana, see some friends, play a little golf, and hopefully delay enough to have the movers already there and unloaded.
I hope that he shows up and it's amazing and everything's where it belongs so that he can just enjoy.
Yeah, it's going to be great regardless of what happens. So we're looking forward to that. And
so we will keep you posted. Have an amazing week, no matter where it leads you. And we'll see you tomorrow night on the Legacy Selling System webinar. All of that wonderful links will be in our comments.
Have a great day, week, time,
all of the
coffee,
above.
whatever.